Good evening. This is Etienne Emaswine, real estate broker, mortgage agent, and also a property management manager. Follow me. I share my videos, subscribe, every social media. For me, you will be enriched. You will be, definitely your life will never be the same after. Again, I'm talking about fractional ownership. You can also call it collaboration. I know I put a lot of video out about collaboration because right now, this is what is going on right now. I am in the mood of collaborating, coming together, and let's make things happen. There's no point you trying to do everything by yourself. You have limits. You're going to get to a point you cannot go further anymore. And you're going to get to a point there's going to be too much pressure for you to do the next project. So what happened? You're going to leave project on the ground. You're going to leave project on the table, whereby if you collaborate, you can be able to keep your resources and be able to even acquire more through other people, So now, basically, what is fractional ownership or collaboration? And one thing you should know, when you're collaborating, especially when it comes to real estate, it doesn't mean that you have to be on title. One of the benefits of collaboration is that you could have a bad credit, but you have money to put into the deal. You become a partner in it. You become an owner in it, based on the structure, how you do the legal work, how you write the paperwork that you do, trust and all that will define the ownership structure. So it doesn't, when I say collaborate, it doesn't mean you have to come with your credit all the time, or you have to come with your down payment all the time, or anything like that. So it means that it encompasses all these things, but not in all together at one time. Okay, let me just give you a life example right now. A life example. Have a property, want to put it on Airbnb, right? It's going to be generating a lot of money in Airbnb. Now, because that property, if I have to go it alone, it might be too much stress on me. It might take me away from other stuff I'm doing. Or it might even make me sell one or two other stuff to make that happen. Now, for me, the smartest way to do it is to reach out to other people. People that you value, people that you trust, people that have the ability to contribute to it. Now, good example like I've used now, the Airbnb stuff. So one of the partners can come in with, let's say, you can share the property, let's say the value is 800,000. You can sell off shares of it. You can say, okay, that 800,000, you can say you want 8 people to involve in it. Guess what? Everybody will now own 10% of that property. So they contribute 10%, they own 10% of it. So when time for profit, they can also deal with that. Now, let's say, for example, one of the partners doesn't have the 10%, and he can manage the property. He can put it on his name as part of his contribution, put it on his name. That becomes a value too. That worth something to be on somebody's name. So when you calculate that too, you add it up, that becomes, you find a way to add financial numbers to it, right? So then you can define it as, okay, this is a value that person is contributing. Now, that person now contribute that. Then with other people that contributed their 10%, now you get this property done. Now, guess what? The profits after expenses are shared according to the percentage that you contribute to it, And when you sell it every month, after the expenses, you share the profit across the board. Then at one point or at any time you sell that property, again, after paying off expenses and all, whatever is left also shared among those investors. So these are, again, coming together and making it happen. Now, question, why will you want to do that? Why don't you just keep it up for yourself? Good. If you can keep it up for yourself, go ahead and do it. That is fine. But what I'm saying here is that, let's say, for example, somebody that cannot afford to buy a home by themselves. Instead of you sitting in the sideline all this time, trying to save, what? $800,000 property, trying to save, what? Minimum down payment of, let's say, $50,000. Minimum, right? Then closing costs and all that stuff that goes along with that. Let's say $60,000. These days, with the economy there, these days, how are you going to come up with that $60,000? How many years is it going to take you to save for that? But if you just have, let's say, 10% of that, or, 5% of that, and everybody put all these 5% together, guess what? You can come with that 20% down easily. Even save on CMHC fee and get it deal closed. And you started building your equity. Yes, you're not gonna get all the equity for yourself because you're collaborating, you're sharing with others. But guess what? You can do the next one again, easier. You can start doing one each every year. Each of every year, you start doing one property. 5 years from now, guess what? If it's 5 of you, one of you end up having one property each. Can decide to divide it at that time. So it's a great benefit to collaborate. I know it's not easy thing for a lot of people to do it because they don't trust, especially our own people that look like us, and they they talk about why they don't like maybe that person speak different language to them, or it doesn't look like them, Yeah, I get all that. But at some point, you're gonna have to trust people. Again, surround yourself among people that is not gonna backstab you, for sure. But at some point too, you're gonna have to trust people. You're gonna have to learn that as a human being, for you to move up in life, someone have to give you a hand. You yourself cannot be pulling your strap all the time. So much your strength can go. You see, we have 2 hands, right? If you try to wash your hand, right, before or after meal, trying to wash your hand is very difficult, especially after meal. But if you put these 2 hands together, you wash it thoroughly. You wash it better. So it's always easier to do business together, especially a like-minded